Coming up on Spectrum News, a feminist icon and legal giant, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died at age 87. Local leaders react to the death of one of the most notorious figures on the highest court in the country. Plus, 6 months since the start of a new normal, the top health authority in Monroe County on the half year since COVID-19 hit the Rochester area, his reflections on how the county has handled the pandemic and predictions for flu season. Hello, I'm Karen Edwards. You're watching Spectrum News. We'll have those stories coming up in a bit. First, our first frost advisory of the season. Let's take a look at your forecast.
Temperatures are going to take more of a tumble across the region, so much so that some frost will develop by daybreak, mainly for some inland areas where temperatures will bottom out in the 30s. Spots closer to the lakeshore are looking at lows right around 40 degrees or so, but it is going to stay nice and quiet out there, otherwise right through 6 a.m. Now, once the sun does rise, we will see plenty of it for your Saturday. Aside from a couple of clouds here and there, sunshine will dominate, but it's still going to be tough to warm up a whole lot. Even by 10, temperatures will be hovering right around 50 degrees or so, and most will just top out in the 50s to kick off the weekend. We'll call it 56 degrees in Brockport and Sodas Point, as opposed to 60 on the dot in Dansville. It will still feel very much like fall out there for your Sunday, with high temperatures in the 50s to right around 60 once again. A warming trend will begin for the start of the upcoming work week. Highs will get back into the 60s before we warm into the 70s for Wednesday and Thursday. But do we have any rain chances in sight through the next several days as well? I'll have that answer coming up in a later check of Weather on the Ones.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died at the age of 87. A release by the Supreme Court says she died of complications due to pancreatic cancer. Ginsburg was appointed to the court in 1993 by President Clinton, becoming just the second female justice in history. As the anchor of the court's so-called liberal wing, she became known for her fiery dissents and attracted a devoted following on the left. Our Bobby Kuza has this look back at her remarkable, groundbreaking life and career.
So help me God.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a true trailblazer. Not only did she rise to the pinnacle of a male-dominated field, she also built her career fighting the type of gender discrimination she herself had faced.
In her pioneering work in behalf of the women of this country, she has compiled a truly historic record of achievement.
That was in 1993. Ginsburg had already made her mark as a crusading attorney, winning 5 of the 6 gender discrimination cases she argued before the Supreme Court. She was appointed a federal judge by President Jimmy Carter in 1980. On the Supreme Court, she struck more blows for women's rights. She authored the landmark 1996 opinion allowing women into the male-only Virginia Military Institute.
I am, as you know from my responses to your questionnaire, a Brooklynite.
Born in 1933, Ginsburg attended James Madison High School. At Cornell, she met her husband, Bruce. They had their first child not long before she enrolled at Harvard Law School, where she was one of just 9 women in a class of more than 500. Ginsburg's encounters with discrimination in her early career drove her towards advocacy, and she eventually founded the Women's Rights Project at the ACLU. During her early years on the bench, Ginsburg developed a reputation as a moderate consensus builder. But over time, as she grew more vocal in her dissents, she became a hero of the political left, seen as a bulwark against the court's conservative wing. The internet spawned a nickname, the notorious RBG, that took hold in pop culture. She did commit a misstep in 2016 when she bashed then-candidate Donald Trump, calling him a faker in comments she later said she regretted. Ginsburg kept up her famously rigorous workout routine even as she suffered a number of health scares. She endured several bouts with cancer, but undeterred, sometimes participated in arguments from her hospital bed.
In my lifetime, I expect there will be, among federal judicial nominees, based on the excellence of their qualifications, as many sisters as brothers-in-law.
Bobby Kuza, Spectrum News.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will bring President Donald Trump's nominee for a new Supreme Court justice to the floor. That's a reversal from 2016 when he blocked then President Obama's nominee Merrick Garland because Justice Scalia died in a presidential year. Now, in a statement, McConnell says Americans re-elected our majority in 2016 and expanded it in 2018 because we pledged to work with President Trump and support his agenda, particularly his outstanding appointments to the federal judiciary. He also says the Senate mourns along with her family and friends. Many locally are reacting to the death of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, especially in a city where the fight for equality is part of our shared history. We head now to the Susan B. Anthony House, where our news reporter Lowell Rose spoke with the director. Lowell, the director saying Anthony and Ginsburg had a lot in common.
That's right, Karen. The director of the museum says that Susan B. Anthony and Ruth Bader Ginsburg both helped change the course of history for people throughout the world, and they left with a lasting impact on women in society. Now, she says that Ginsburg's death is a terrible loss to the court.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. Good old notorious RGB, and with so many of us, we're hoping that she would last another decade or many more years. And of course, it also means that there will be a new nominee for the Supreme Court, and so the timing has us a little bit anxious.
Now, Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley responded to the death by saying, "Our entire country has lost one of the most significant and impressive women in our nation's history. Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a role model to all of us in the legal profession and a remarkable legal jurist." Now, the Susan B. Anthony House says that Justice Ginsburg is known for quoting Susan B. Anthony many times on important issues throughout our history. Now, these are just some of the first responses that we have to the death of this justice. Karen?
That's our news reporter Lowell Rose reporting from the Susan B. Anthony House.